China and Indonesia agreeing to uphold strategic autonomy while supporting core interests, with foreign ministers meeting in Jakarta for their first comprehensive and strategic dialogue. Wang Yi and his Indonesian counterpart Sugiono launched a new mechanism across 5 areas: political, economic, security, maritime and people-to-people relations. They also agreed to launch consultations on a 5-year action plan for 2027 to 2030.
Melalui platform ini kita memperkuat mekanisme untuk menindaklanjuti konsensus yang telah disepakati oleh kedua presiden, mengidentifikasi kerjasama-kerjasama baru dan juga mengatasi berbagai tantangan-tantangan yang kita temui bersama dalam perjalanan kerjasama tersebut.
两国合作在百年变局下已经超越双边的范畴，正在对地区和世界产生广泛和积极的影响。这次机制会议的成功，将为深化我们全方位的战略合作、高水平的推进命运共同体的建设提供重要的支撑，并且向世界发出我们两大新兴市场国家团结合作的明确的信号。
CNA senior correspondent Chandni Vatvani joins us live from Jakarta. Chandni, we just heard the Chinese and Indonesian foreign ministers speaking. Of course, 2 platforms today, not just that comprehensive and strategic dialogue involving the foreign ministers, also a 2+2, which involve both defense and foreign ministers from both sides. What's come out of that meeting?
That's right. Speaking to reporters after the 2+2 meeting, Indonesian Defense Minister Shafri Samsudin said Indonesia's cooperation with China in the defense industry is a continuation of what they've already done and what they plan to do. Now, he said what they have already done is agreed to collaborate on a munitions factory, including missiles and rockets. And he said that what there are plans on is China helping Indonesia with the transfer of technology so that factories can be built in Indonesia together. And so among the discussions were how China can transfer technology to Indonesia, which is looking to develop military technology similar to what China is implementing. Now, there was also talk of increasing military cooperation with China through participation in large-scale joint exercises, including the Haping Garuda joint exercise with the Indonesian military, potentially this September or October. Now, the Indonesian defense minister said discussions were contained to bilateral issues. Indonesia's foreign affairs minister Sugiono, meanwhile, reiterated that discussions involved matters covering the full scope of cooperation between Indonesia and China across various fields, such as the economy, social affairs, politics, maritime affairs and education, among others.
Chandni, the transfer of technology in munitions, just one of the reasons that cooperation with China is so crucial to Indonesia.
Absolutely. Cooperation with China, very crucial there. And there are several points to note. According to local data, China is a major investor in Indonesia, contributing nearly $4 billion worth of foreign direct investment in the first half of this year. Now, China also became Indonesia's largest trading partner. So it is a source of investment for national infrastructure in the country, even critical mineral downstreaming and green energy transitions. And so Indonesia looking to maintain a delicate balancing act when it comes to harnessing this economic growth, all while it protects its maritime sovereignty in the Northern Tuna Sea and maintaining political autonomy between major global powers. Now, remember, Indonesia acts as a non-claimant state, but has faced skirmishes in the past over illegal fishing in its exclusive economic zone near the Natuna Islands. And it's also worth remembering that Indonesia practices the long-standing foreign policy principle known as bebas dan aktif, or free and active, which means it is balancing expanding defense and economic ties with countries like China while avoiding being dependent on any one global country.
Thanks. CNA senior correspondent Chandni Vatvani there with this meeting of China's Indonesian foreign and defense ministers in Jakarta. CNA's Beijing correspondent Rebecca Metteo tells us where economic ties with Indonesia fit into China's wider regional strategy.
Analysts say Indonesia is increasingly becoming important in Beijing's calculations, especially as US-China competition intensifies. And China sees this as an opportunity to deepen not just economic ties, but also strategic and security cooperation as well. And it comes amid stepped-up engagement between China and Indonesia in recent years. This has really broadened beyond trade and investment. Both of them agreed on more balanced and sustainable trade, especially when it comes to deeper cooperation across AI, energy as well as minerals. China is already Indonesia's largest trading partner with major investments across manufacturing, infrastructure, EV supply chain and nickel. And the two sides also agreed to uphold what Beijing calls a strategic autonomy and support each other's core interests. And analysts are saying that for China, the idea of strategic autonomy is particularly important. That's because countries can choose to pursue their own foreign policies rather than choosing sides between major powers. And the bigger backdrop to this meeting is really that APEC is coming up very soon in China, with China as the host, and it does expect Indonesia to play a role in it, and especially on free trade, multilateralism and global South cooperation.